either a lot of energy or a lot of nervous tension as well.
Well, Netherlands have already had that negative energy because they've had to play against the home team. So really, they've had the hardest atmospheric matchup they could have had in this group stage. They're still to come for Germany, but playing against Germany should be a little bit easier with the crowd. Kind of 50-50 split.
Or they'd look at the Netherlands flag and go, it's basically an upside-down French flag. Surely we can take that onside if you want to go for that one.
90
degrees more like, all the way around. You know.
Well, Facility's going to kick things off with a soldier pick. So, like you said, there's not very tank-heavy as expected on well. It's the Netherlands who have control early on at the point.
Initially get that initial charge forward, absolutely, but Germany just taking their time, waiting to find the ideal engage and dive opportunity. They're going with Tracer and Sombra, so they want to isolate a target at the back and bring them down quickly. It's not happening so far.
Krogi went in very isolated, and it was easy pickings for the back line of the Netherlands, and now they've got such a man advantage. They've got the positional advantage. They're definitely going to be getting that first cap. Just need to pick off a few of the stragglers, but it's Kodak to go down. Should seal the deal for them.
It's a very scattered initial dive coming out of Germany there, not really isolating one target they wanted to pick as a unit. That's what the capability you have to do when you have the Sombra on side, but instead it was like tanks will go for Soldier and we'll send the Tracer and the Sombra towards the supports, and it was a bit messy, not really the most ideal start to this round for Germany.
Nesh might be changing off the Sombra. He's gone back to the spawn room. They might be looking to flex it up. The Kree's going to come out here instead. Facility, though, he's going to be close to that tactical visor. 10% left to go, and Nesh is starting from 0%. That change could mess up the ultimate economy of Germany.
This 3-2-1 comp with a single DPS, we've had a few teams speak about it and say they want to run it, but it's very hard. Facility bringing out the tac visor.
Target-rich environment will be stand up for Kodak to finish off with those orbs of destruction. The Dutch lineup still running into the back line of Germany. It's Crusade getting a little bit bloodthirsty in that kill feed. It's going to ultimately be in control of Team Netherlands.
A lot of resources kind of thrown to deal with Facility early on, meant the cooldowns were in favor of Netherlands, and you saw the outcome. They just charged down Germany, forced them all the way back to spawn without using any ultimates except the initial one out of Facility. That means they've now got 5 to play with in this next fight, and they can continue rotating these around quite comfortably and should be able to hold this at least until about the 90% mark.
60% at the moment. That should be in about 2 or 3 more fights for Team Germany looking to retake it. Korn's going to jump in, knock him around, stunned up, locked up, jumps to the back of his team, but Primal Rage has been used. He really wants to be up there in the front, negating a push from Germany, but they're buying their time. They're holding off onto the back, looking for their window to go in. Pushing forward, Transcendence being used by Sub to lead them all forward. Bruton's got that self-destruct, could drop it in the middle. Here comes the high noon from Nesh, looking for a target. Will only tap Bruton, won't even get the D-mech out of him, so premature trigger on that as they move around onto the point itself. They're in a good position to contest this. Healing, not as strong as it could be, but Korn's going to obliterate Crooks as they move forward. The self-destruct available, Bruton's going to pop it, force Nesh away. The body blaster was there, but it's Crusade taking out his Team Hurricane teammate on the Lucio, popping that tactical visor. No one's touching the point. Overtime ticks down, and the Netherlands take a very dominant first round on Ilios.
It was a very tactical fight coming out of both sides there towards the end. The dance of the 3-3 that we've seen so many times, broken apart a little bit by the fact that there was a soldier in there, but still very much so played the same way, where you had the Lucio protecting the Zen at the back with the front line of 4 otherwise. Facility playing very aggressive because he knew that if he found the right opportunity, he could just charge his way through, pop on that tac visor, and mow down the front line once they got rid of the Diva. Germany not really adapting as much as I would hope into that round at the very least. They did manage to get a couple of fights where they got a couple of kills, but nothing decisive to close this one out. But now we head to Lighthouse. Now's the time to change things up again and see what else they can bring to the table.
Moving it around to Lighthouse, as you said, Des. So we're going to mix things up. Compositions obviously change quite a lot between each map of Ilios, but no one really goes too tank heavy. Well, no one's told that to Germany, apparently. No, Netherlands, my mistake.
Otherwise, just Germany looking to go with somewhat similar to what we've seen them run before, going for Krunks on that Genji once again. He had a couple of good games earlier on, a couple of whiff blades along the way. But of course, one game does not set the full story for a team here at the Paris World Cup group stage. So far, the early ground being held by Germany on the low ground. Actually, it's Netherlands who are the ones who are waiting for their opportunity to jump in, and here they'll go with the 3-3.
Froggy already getting that lead kill onto Sav, so the Goomba Stomp is strong from him. Krunks going up onto the high ground, looking to dip down, throw some shurikens in. Positional advantage yet again held by the Netherlands, despite being one healer down. Where's the aggression from Team Germany to capitalize on the man advantage? They're playing it very slow, but they're starting to get results as they get the D-mech against Bruton. And Mortal follows up with a sound wave. 2 kills for the bloodthirsty Lucio as Nesh going to enter onto Facility. Korn and Jonah turning it around, but the reinforcements are coming in from Team Netherlands to make sure they get that first cap and maintain it beyond 25%.
Our flex support pick in the Moira is the most crucial part of this 3-3 setup Netherlands have got. If you've got a Zenyatta in there instead, then that's also the more crucial pick you can have, because that AoE healing when you've got a comp that plays very tight together, that's what makes Moira such a valuable pick here. The fact that she disappeared early on meant they were going to lose the fight, but here comes Germany.
EMP into nano boosted Doomfist. They've already got all the damage done. A D-Mech and a kill. Crunks playing on the edge of the environment. Gonna get that cap for Team Germany. Gonna stop them shy of 50%.
So even after finding Saab, they still couldn't cap the point back immediately. It took a bit more time to find their feet and push back in. Germany managed to make it happen, though. And Kodak picking up the Ana here. That anti-nade is going to be so crucial for trying to burst through this comp. If they catch corners, we saw in Netherlands series earlier on against France, well, he melts down pretty quick. There's no healing you can give to him that will keep him alive, and the enemy team can just burst their way through.
Nash has already spotted out everything the Team Netherlands is doing on this Sombra. He's hiding behind them. He's not got that EMP in his pocket. He's going to build it quite quickly as they move onto the point. Self-destruct, hoping to split the attack. Primal Rage doesn't break the shield, but will break the morale as he falls to his death. It's actually the self-destruct getting the kill onto Korn because the knockback is counted as the environmental displacement. Krogs from the side, nearly got himself that Meteor Strike. Graviton Surge, pulling the team together, goes for the smack on the sub. Can't hit him because the fadeaway is good. But here comes the Meteor Strike. It's a get out of jail free card, and they're going to send a few others to the pits of hell as they look for another knockback. Gets the D-Mech, the rocket punch to send Saab off the edge of the map, and it follows up with a kill onto Facility. This is Team Germany maintaining control of their point and succeeding what Netherlands have got.
Crunks don't work, but Korn is just hanging around here, just trying to do what he can, but really a bit of a wasted effort, to be honest, and he burnt the Earth Shadow at the end there for no real good reason when he was in a 1 versus 4. That's the second time today that I've seen him use an ultimate when a fight was already well and truly done, so maybe it would have been better to save it, but no, he's switching over to the Winston, so at least that makes some semblance of sense.
Yeah, he blows it, switches over to the Winston, may as well get the Earth Shadow out, see what he can get if he's going to lose, but Nesh still hiding behind that team. He's just reading everything he's got and giving it over to Germany, so they know they've got a McCree now. They're going to have a more aggressive dive line from Korn and Bruce. Facility with that anti-nade on him, and you can see Nesh on the back line takes a few shots, but it's not very hard for someone like Krogi to come in and kill someone who's been denied healing. Krogi going to jump back up again. Team Netherlands just have to take this and move back, but with 95%, it's coming close to the end of this round. They need to regroup and move in fast. A lot of body blocking is about to take place. They allow Bruce to come in through the side, draw a few bodies back to the point. But he's going to be bursting because he's by himself. Uses the self-destruct to get everyone away. The barrier wasn't broken, so everyone was relatively safe. This bought time for Team Netherlands to get onto the point.
Still trying to fight their way back in, though. Germany still hold this point right now. The kills going across between either side, but Germany, they will concede the point here at about 50% despite taking away the kills.
Able to push them back. So Team Netherlands have control of the point, but Germany is starting to dominate the kill feed again. They might be able to flip this very quickly. The sleep dart onto Korn. Rusin trying to protect his teammate. Gonna try and shred down Mete. Might not be as successful as Krogi and Mete come in. Gets the kills and go. That's a boosted animal. Krogi on the point, riding the lightning through the rest of Team Netherlands. Should be able to get this flip, and unless Netherlands are fast, they might not be able to contest.
They won't, but maybe they want to try and contest here in the dying seconds. The Zen is nearby, but he gets slowed down as well. However, the Tracer is on point. Facility is there, but they're down a man now, Trid. This should be the end of this round.
Overtime's going to tick down. EMP comes out to cancel any chance of mobility, and that's going to be Team Germany leveling up, or leveling out, Ilios to push us to the 3rd round.
A game of 2 rounds so far, you definitely say. The first round being completely dominated by the Netherlands. The second one, Germany looking like the stronger side. So although it's hard to call which team so far is looking to be pulling ahead, this 3rd round is very open. It's anyone's for the taking.
But it wasn't an outright German victory, though. It was a lot closer. So I wouldn't say it's entirely a coin flip. It's that weird 0.00001% chance of the coin landing on its side. It's happened. And now we're going to move on and potentially see a more dominant German side in this final round. That would complete the journey of Ilios.
It would, but the Netherlands, they had that dominant first round. It seems like they were playing their game. They were the ones firmly in control, and Germany weren't quite sure how to adapt. They're playing their own game here once again, bringing out Quad Tank. We saw a lot of 3-3, but it's the return of Quad Tank here in Paris so far, Trid.
It's an EU special, what can I say? Everyone loves playing it. Well, the people love playing against it. Hard to say. Team Germany, they're going to figure that one out as this round progresses already. Backing off to the room, so they're going to change up what they've got already. I don't think they're going to commit with Crunks on the Tracer, as he's moving very close to the back line. Krogi, however, he's behind the entirety of Team Netherlands, looking for a good flank to come up behind him. Might be able to get on that back line. You see Crunks from the side, moving in closer. There's a condensed unit of Team Netherlands, so you're not going to get much done.
A smart move from Nesh here as well, because yes, this is a very Widow-favored map, but it's best when you're against an enemy Widow and can get those kind of picks. When you're playing against Quad Tank with all these huge health bars, the healing, the shields, Widow really is going to be highly ineffective. The chance of you picking off that Lucio or Moira incredibly low. You get a lot more value out of playing something like the Sombra with the EMP to melt through that tank line.
Vultures are circling this composition, just trying to get a few kills. Nesh is going to have to back up very quickly after Yona gets a good grab in there. Explosives being thrown into the pit, but they're just chipping away at this Quad Tank. Nothing substantial's been able to hit it hard, but you're going to find Progi being taken out as the Vultures get bitten back against.
So hard. You continuously see Yona's health bar going down, the chip damage coming out of the Tracer and the Sombra, but it's not substantial enough, like you said, to actually bring them down. They need a big play with something like a self-destruct or anything else along those lines to help them crack through it. That could be the start of something beautiful though, Tris.
They catch Facility on the side. Crusade's able to level out against Crux, who's getting a lot of work done with those final blows. Hack denied by Bruce, who was quick on the pivot to try and take out Nesh, but he's going to disappear. Not enough burst there to catch him out or the CC to match. So Grunk's going to change it up, moving on to the Doomfist. I wonder if we see any more changes coming out from Germany. Nesh is about to get that EMP. That could be the real decider of whether they can crack it with this composition.
The EMP is the big one, I think, for them here, because they're looking to that to bring down that frontline tank, and just to have that Shield of Corn offline, even for a few seconds, will be fantastic. And getting rid of the health pack definitely denies the huge healing effect that that, of course, has on these larger, beefier frontline members. There it comes.
Nice knockback. I think it denied the EMP from a couple of members of the Netherlands, but hit most of them. Crunks is coming in. Meta's switched over to Wrecking Ball as well, so we should be able to jump in there. Graviton Surge pulls the ulting Progi together, and they're just going to burst him down. There's nothing he could do about it. Team Netherlands, they wanted to flip this back and have a dominant round. They're hitting 90%, and they'd be lucky if Team Germany could get one more push out of this round.
Immortal with the big brain, being able to dodge away from the EMP, get his own sound barrier out to keep his team alive. Still wasn't enough. Here comes the Wrecking Ball. Meta's been melted. I have never seen a Wrecking Ball die that fast before.
He's not been able to maintain, and of course he's a little bit slower, hitting the power driver with the tick rate on a land server. The Transcendence keeping Germany alive, but he has to fall back. Progi gets a Goomba Stomp onto Crusade, so we'll take him out. Meteor Strike coming down, no protected barriers, wants to find someone to assassinate, goes for the uppercut, can't connect with the rest of the combo because the fadeaway was good, but Facility going very low. The flip looking very real for Team Germany here, with the team kill to seal the deal, 99%. They lose one fight, and Netherlands take this first map.
Kodak and Immortal picking up the majority of kills in that fight as well towards the end, getting those key final blows down onto the members of Netherlands, who are now choosing to mix things up. They're going to try and match this weird and strange competition they're seeing coming out of them, with the Sombra and the Doomfist coming through quite standard. The Wrecking Ball is the one that really throws some confusion into the works for them here. It's very much so an all-in team coming out of Germany, with the exception of the Zen.
Jonas already taken that cross. They're going to use the EMP into the power drive from Meta, but he still gets bursted out by Facility. There's not much he can do. Progi's there with a fist to finish off Facility. Kodak's going to jump onto Crusade, and Progi pops the Primal Rage, keeps Netherlands away, buys more time for Team Germany to rack up some more charge.
Can't believe we should get hold of Jonah there as well. That's very uncommon, because normally they'll either have the recall or they'll have one of the 3 dashes available to get away from the Winston, but great return on investment there by Progi. They still hold this point as well, 45% in. Can Germany hold until the end and take away this first map?
It's a tough one, Des, 50%, so they're halfway there, but we've already said they lose one fight, they lose the round, and the map already committing in. Progi goes deep into the back line. Sound barrier is there to keep everyone alive, but Krunk's already burst through sub. He's got a Meteor Strike. The rest of Team Germany sitting in a Transcendence. There's the Seismic Slam into the uppercut onto Cord. The rest of Team Germany, they've done everything they need to. Once they've dug their heels into this point, they're not letting go of it.
Beautiful from Kodak as well. He got focused down by the Sombra and the Tracer almost immediately, brought out the Trans, and as he was going back into it, Nesh got the hack immediately onto the Tracer, made sure she couldn't bring him down, and together they managed to clean all of that DPS damage up from the other side. Germany still holds strong, and they have the sound barrier to play with.
Facility has that EMP to cut through. If he times this right against the Mortal, he might be able to cancel out that ultimate altogether to deny it from entering into the fight. Progi left out to the dust, and Bruce is going to capitalize. This is the window of opportunity. EMP hitting multiple members of Team Germany.
Sound barrier.
They've got a teammate. Sound barrier might come in to save them. Crunks has been hacked. He's got nothing to do. Oh, he's come back into it. It wasn't able to connect. Crusade finally takes him out. Korn obviously removing Mete. Yona has been hacked. He's to the side. Here's the flip coming out from the Netherlands. They just need to hold this and not get stalled out against.
Nesh putting his ultimate in the middle of that 3 versus 6 maybe wasn't the best use of it. The great anti-nade to Nesh means there's no healing available. Not for him, not for Kodak. They're starting to fight their way back in. Netherlands have got this point. It's the final fight, Trid.
Primal Rage in a hack, it's going to cancel it out altogether. Self-destruct, clearing out the point, finds Korn. The kills aren't coming in fast enough. They do have man advantage on the point. Team Germany fighting back, Meteor Strike, straight on top of Crusade after killing Jonah. It's Crunk to save Team Germany on this map as he's turning it around, seemingly all by himself. Facility will dash away. No one's on the point. The flip can go back in their favor, and they can hold the advantage moving into a stalled out fight.
Crunk's literally doing the job, but no one gets on the point. Facility was so close, but not to be. Germany taking the first map. Literally saved by one man at the end there, and his name was Crunks on that Doomfist.
Doomfist, we're seeing a lot of it this time around, Des, and it's refreshing to see it after a tank-dominant European season. And Team Germany, it was looking very rocky for them towards the end of that map. A very dominant Team Netherlands hold, but ultimately they were able to flip it and come up with some excellent play to maintain that position. They're going to go into this series with a 1-0 lead.
Great start for them as well. Like, already we've seen Netherlands in that fighting spirit after the first round. Brilliant play with the soldiers from Facility, just making it so Germany just couldn't really adapt in time. But then we saw them fight their way back in. Germany showing us what they're made of. That final map going to 99-99. It's probably a pretty fitting way for how close this series is going to be.
We're moving on to the, I'm just going to go guess it here and say Netherlands going to pick Blizzard World. They were still had a good performance on it despite losing it to France, so I wouldn't be surprised if we still see them run it. If they do run that, then we might be able to see the full strength Netherlands on a preferable map. Of course, we don't know yet. We're going to find out what that map is very shortly, but it's their choice as they lost the first round.
And they can always mix things up once again. Just because you saw them play it once already and they ran out with certain strats doesn't mean you'll see the same thing time and time again. It's all about a little bit of innovation, changing things up so you can't really be scouted. Because let's not forget, all the other teams are still here in the venue. They're watching these games and watching what each team is doing to think, right, that's how we're going to adapt and deal with this when it comes round to it. The problem then, of course, if they don't play that, well, then you've got to think on your feet, and that's where some teams can struggle when it comes to the on-the-fly adaptation, as we saw from Germany in the first round of that map.
With only a singular round robin, you can't be conservative with your strats. Let's take a look and see what that map is. I have a feeling I'm going to be right on that one. Yes, of course, it is Blizzard World. Second map, hybrid. Team Netherlands spoke highly of their confidence on this map, so it doesn't surprise me. If they have the choice, they're going to pick this one.
It's always the hard one as well, because teams will always say we've been performing very well in scrims on this hero or on this map, for example. Scrims are just scrims. It's something that everyone says whenever someone goes, yeah, well, scrims, we're rocking everyone, so we're going to win this. Everyone goes, oh, but scrims are just scrims. And for good reason, because teams don't always show their full hand or play to win. You play for certain strats in scrims sometimes, so it's always hard to gauge purely based on that alone. As we saw against France earlier on, you might have an almost flawless win rate record on Blizzard World in scrims. When it comes to the real thing, things can definitely change up a little bit. However, they'll be coming in with confidence. They know it's a map they feel very comfortable on. Germany may be a little bit different in that regard.
Let's see what Netherlands are looking for on their defense. Now, we know they tried to run quad tech against France earlier on in the first game of the day. I have a feeling they're going to try and run it again. How successful Team Germany will be at breaking a very aggressive full hold defense that the Netherlands is trying to attempt will be telling of how the rest of this series will go.
Rolling out with quad tank so far seems to be the go-to thought. Always seems to be the way. We're almost stepping backwards here, Trip. We're rescinding a bit. We started out with a bit of creativity. Then 3-3 kind of began to become more prevalent as the day has gone by. Now we're back to quad tank on every single map.
It's like a frog in the water. If you turn up the temperature to boiling, they don't notice it. It's fine. If you make a jarring jump and drop the frog in the boiling water, they'll hop straight out. That's essentially what's happened with the creativity of these teams. They suddenly go, right, we're going to play Doomfist. No, we can't do Doomfist. Back to quad tank, back to goats. It's exactly what's happening here for a team like the Netherlands. And hopefully Germany finds a creative solution to get around it. I don't want to see another tank fest with these two necessarily on this map.
Absolutely not. They're rolling out with the Sombra. I imagine for scouting, at least initially, Crunk's playing away on the Genji. And as soon as they know what they're against, Nesh may well choose to recall back. If they choose to stick on it, it's a bit of a risk, because I feel they need some tank-busting power here. Dive doesn't do super well into quad tank, so maybe that's a bit of an adaptation they've got to make. And there they go, onto the Doomfist straight away.
But what you can do is you can just let Nesh cap the point like he's doing. It forces him to come back and answer anyway. You don't need to change it. And look at them with this. They're capitalizing on the rotation from Netherlands, hoping to get in there in the chaos of movement. They send Crunks very low on that Doomfist. So they moved them from that initial full hold position. They didn't get much else out of it other than a little bit of territory to move around.
They've got the right comp to deal with this with the anti-nade, and we've already seen what the Sombra and the Doomfist can do against tanks. We've seen it quite a few times today, in fact. So Germany have got the right idea. Now it's just getting the right angle of engagement, getting the key ultimates online, and making a play from that.
So their aggressive position has been forfeit. Team Germany have seen to that, so pushing them back on to the point itself. Krunks and Progi on the high ground, diving into the middle.
Oh,
nice
the
hook
grab!
to cancel from Jonah, shutting him down straight away. Bruson's going to follow up with the damage, so immediately Team Germany are in full retreat. They know they can't stick around much longer, and they're just feeding ult charge over to the Dutchman.
Krunks going to switch straight back over to Genji as well, despite having that comp that I thought actually was working pretty well for this. That grab threat coming out of Yona there, the instant reaction as soon as he heard / saw the Doomfist coming in was pretty pivotal. If he managed to get a multi-man knock up there, that could have been the go sign for Netherlands, but they never really found that window of engagement they were looking for.
They're sending Nesh round again just to force a retreat and buy some territory for Germany. I like this use of the Sombra to just sneak in and force a reposition from Netherlands. I want to see Germany capitalize on the chaos. They're using a nano boost on Progi. He's feeding a lot of energy to Facility. Time to move on to the supports, but Coalescence is keeping everyone topped up. Meanwhile, Jonah and Korn have found the supports of Team Germany. This is another null push for Deutschland. Deutschland?
It's going that way. People call them Deutschland, we'll go with it. Germany, more what we know them as on this stream, of course. Netherlands managed to clear it for the most part, though. They've managed to push them all the way back. The Dutch, the ones firmly in control at the moment. Also, it feels.
What about to get that ultimate himself, but Netherlands looking pretty healthy in the economy position right now.
Crusade, you did, bud.
Germany going to go for something similar as well. Look at the ult charge available for them. Immortal about to get that sound barrier, and Krunks so close to that Dragon Blade. But the EMP from Nesh could be the decider. Wants to move in a little bit closer. Will get it off as the self-struck comes over the top. Will only get the D-Mech onto Bruce, and as Krunks finds Facility. Progi going very low despite having that primal rage to keep him topped up. Will get some healing from his back line. Germany have an edge here. They just need to seal the deal. Earthshatter comes down, finds no one from Korn as he charges off the point. Krunks with the Dragon Blade onto Bruce, wants to cut through Saab as well. So without a D.Va and a Moira, this should be Team Germany's point to take.
Managed to finally claw their way through almost there. Krunks with a couple of one kill there, Meta getting another kill here. Sometimes those single kills can add up to be a full team. Driven, yes, in the end they managed to clear them away and take this point back. That Earthshatter from Korn, maybe that's a little bit more to be desired.
Underwhelming, I think it's fair to say.
Moderately.
We'll see how it goes. See if we can
Happens.
see if we can get some of those fatty shatties if he goes off of Winston onto the Reinhardt. Hopefully, we might see some later on in the series. Facility, got a Graviton Surge, still got the self-destruct, so they've got a bigger bang combination, but there's another nano-boosted Progi being locked up by that Graviton Surge. Korn is shut down. He's unable to do anything while he's being slept on the ground by the Arna, and Progi's going to pop that Primal Rage again. He gets these ultimates so quickly, Des.
Progi's been playing really well so far with regards to how he's playing his Winston out, making things work for him at the right moments is what's crucial to a Winston. Not just diving in and dying for no reason. He has made it work for the most part, but in this case he gets chased down by Crusade of all people and finished off towards the end. Netherlands are in a really weird spot where they're in this kind of transition comp. It's 3-3, but without the Reinhardt in there, really. It's Korn rocking across. I think because they thought they had ultimates online with Facility having the Graviton Surge, it didn't make sense to switch away right then. They may well try and do it soon though, because Germany, they're still rocking out with this comp of the Genji and the Sombra.
Is this the legendary Dotes we've been hearing rumors of?
There's no wrecking ball in this one, so I'm afraid not just yet. But hey, it's working out for them. They're still managing to hold this point at the archway.
Very good as Nesh comes around the back line. He's got that EMP available, just going to harass Netherlands. Make sure they're unable to go. Crusade's not letting himself get hacked, and Nesh forced away again to safety. Krunks is about to get that Dragon Blade up again. He won't have the nano boost immediately, but might want to commit to it without. But 21 HP is not when you go in. The EMP might provide an ample opportunity to do so with no shielding available. But Bruson taking out Progi. They've got themselves a rally to top everyone's HP up, and Krunks has nothing to do with that blade. It's been shut down. It's been dulled. Find yourself a whetstone and try again.
Germany have been pushed back every single time they have tried to make something work here. Maybe it's more on them to mix things up here because, like I said earlier on, Netherlands look like they were the team in the kind of transition stage of multiple compositions. But Germany, despite sticking with what they've got, they're now switching Krunks over onto the Brigitte, Nesh is onto the Zarya, so they are mixing things up. They're going for that 3-3 variant. That gets instantly eaten.
What are you doing, Facility? You had a flank. Jump in there and get yourself some work done. But Korn's going to commit to this. The rest of the Netherlands have to fight. Sound barrier being used. Progi's isolated on the Reinhardt. They've not been able to take him down yet as Krunks gets a kill, but Bruson might have to save the day for Facility with that double kill on the self-destruct. Team Germany unable to get that foothold still, but it's getting closer and closer to having this wall that the Netherlands have put up crumbling down around them.
Only a minute left as well for Germany to make this work, and they've only just really switched to this comp, so they're still waiting to get a couple of ultimates online to try and make the big plays, the utility plays that we often see with GOAT's comp, just trying to get a Graviton Surge down, go swinging in with the hammer, maybe leading with the Transcendence or the Sound Barrier if you have to. They just want to burn through this front line, specifically looking towards Korn, but as of yet, they've been unable to achieve that.
Very quick shatter available from Progi, and they may not be able to hold that forward position, but they have bought a lot of time and burnt the time back. Progi going very low, throws the urchin down, multiple people hit. Mete with the double bomb onto Crusade and Korn on the back line. They're trying to commit and put that nail in the coffin, but there's a lot of resistance from Team Netherlands, the Coalescence being the main factor, and a high charge Facility with a Graviton Surge in his pocket will take out Nesh. Unable to get anything done there. Germany in retreat again with 7 seconds remaining.
Even with 3 members remaining, they still managed to push the main tank back and bring him down. They've also going very deep in here, trying to get some harassment down.
And it's going to be Facility, still got that Graviton Surge, going to get rid of the mech. Not taking any chances this time around as Mete's being burned through. The shield is up to heal him as well as the Transcendence. They're not going to be able to burn through him just yet. Overtime's in effect. They have 1 kill to their name, but the respawns are going to be coming in very quickly. Here's the grab from Germany. Where's the combination? Progi gets burnt down before he can swing the hammer too many times. Self-destruct, Sound Barrier. They're throwing everything at Team Germany, and they're getting dividends from their investment. Immortal dancing around the point will be locked up, but it's a letter number for Team Germany, and it's time for Netherlands to go on the offense.
For that whole of that final fight, Immortal was behind the whole of Team Netherlands while the rest of his team were trying to push from the front. One of the key strengths about playing 3-3 with the Lucio is that added mobility that you get. You can engage onto the enemy quickly, you can disengage. And ultimately, despite having the Graviton Surge down, they had no way of getting in closer to capitalize on that. They had no way of pulling away when the counter came in. Just a bit of a scattered final fight there. Almost rightly so, lost that final fight due to a little bit of miscommunication. Now we get to see how things work for the Netherlands. They'll be feeling very confident about this, I think, given how that first round defense went.
This is their comfort pick map. They've not got a lot of distance to cover. As long as they can get that capture relatively early, they should be able to seal this up and equalize moving into the halftime. Team Germany, they're going to be on the defense. I wonder if they're going to run what we've seen them run on their defensive options against tank-heavy compositions. They run that Sombra and Doomfist and rely on shutting it down. Will they be able to pull it off again?
Or if they try and mix things up even further, try and change things around, because it seems to be Germany so far who are the team that like running with this Sombra and the Doomfist. And understandably so, Krunks pretty much saved the 3rd round of Ilios earlier on with that alone, getting 4 kills on his own in the final fight. Admittedly with a bit of support from his supports, but still managed to pull it back with all that damage he was kicking out. It's Germany, they're the ones setting up for the defense this time round. Same sort of setup for them. Again, Sombra Doomfist on the other side. I can't imagine we'll see Sabrin out the gate rocking away on the Farah. Going to change over to the Zen. Facility, he's the guy I'm looking to see what he's going to run out with.
I told you, if a support's going to play Farah, it's going to be Crusade. He touts how good of a Farah he is, but I don't think he's got the confidence to bring it out on the world stage.
Absolutely not. Facility. Still sitting around what he wants to pick up here as well. The other side so far sees for Korn and Bruce taking away the standard dive tanks that we used to. This might actually be a pretty tankless affair, I was going to say, but by the looks of it, they're going to change things over and head towards playing with the Hanzo, or maybe that's a scouting arrow and they'll change over to Zarya afterwards. There we go.
Scouting arrow, but they're also going to use Jonah to see what they've got. They might run that 3-2-1 composition with the solo DPS Sombra, but I think it's for scouting to have a look at what's going on. Hasn't spotted anyone yet. He's probably wondering where they all are. Might run into a trap here and get himself killed, but no, I think he's clocked on that they're hiding something, so he's going to switch over, probably to Brigitte, run that Goat's composition with the Zenyatta, just in case they go against tank-heavy resistance.
Germany are in a position to deal with this. They know that this is the setup that they choose ideally to deal with tanks, whether it's the anti-nade, whether it's the huge smack factor and mobility coming out of the Doomfist, or just Sombra getting a big hack and EMP down. Speaking of which, he's behind them now, just waiting to hack one of those key targets. He's been found out by Bruce and Spray.
Bruce having a bit of a spy check, but the rest of them are so low as Krunks from the top belt manages to get Saab and Jonah. They're missing 2/3 of their supports, is unable to complete this push for Team Netherlands. They may have got a return kill of their own, but they can't fully commit to this one, Des.
Doomfist doing Doomfist things, bringing down 2 of the supports and really just taking the wind out of their sails there. Netherlands switching over Facility onto the McCree this time round. I think they want an answer to deal with Krunks on that Doomfist because he is becoming a major thorn in their side.
It's not enough for Jonah to be able to shut it down with his shield bash. He needs to be helping out his tanks and his support heal for them against potentially a Sombra as well. Having that McCree with the flashbang through helpful for them, fires it down, throws it quite early. In fact, when Doomfist wasn't at risk of being caught out, the shots are good enough for Korn to follow up with the lightning damage and get the kill. Deadeye available for Facility so quickly, he won't have to use it. The hack comes out. They're sending in everything they can to stall this out a little bit longer, but Team Netherlands look like they've got a good foothold on point A.
They have, but still lose a couple to that EMP coming out on the other side, so potentially here there is scope for Germany to fight this one back in. As it stands though, out comes the ult from Facility. Will he catch anyone? Doesn't get a kill, immediately eaten by the D.Va.
Super aggressive bubble as well coming out from Progi to deny even more sightlines for him. Already Crux, he's supposed to be the one that's shut down by Facility, not the other way around. Rolls out of it, but there's the stun and the shots from Facility to finally knock the fisting man out of position. It's going to be Jonah with that rally, keeping everyone topped up. Just need to shut down Progi. He's buying so much time with his Primal Rage. Talking of buying time, that's self-destruct, cutting off a lot of the reinforcements from Team Germany. They should be able to flow in. While this is going on, progress is being gained by the Netherlands. They have 2/3 as their hack to shut it down.
Still trying to find the way in because Germany just keep on coming back in like a leaky pipe. You cannot get rid of these members. They're constantly being a thorn in the side, but Star finds Progi. They're buying Crunks as well. This could be the supports doing work for Netherlands that they need to take this point, Trid.
He was so close to shutting down Nesh's EMP. It's come out. He's got no abilities, but he's still got control of the point. Just needs to delay anything further coming from the Nesh. Hiding in the back line. That's what you expect from Sombra. Has to dash away. 3 minutes 45 to make it not very far down this map.
Like, come on, guys. This isn't an assault, man. These fights should be pretty quick, but that one went on for a good minute and a half, 2 minutes there. Members just constantly feeding back in and keeping the timer ticking over, or the contestation of that point over and over again. Netherlands peeling back though, maybe not going to change the comp up here just yet. They've got a couple of ultimates they can play around with. Germany, they're pulling Crunks across to the hands though, one of the new ones for today.
New one indeed. Crunks pulling out a very deep hero pull so far in this series. Facility still got that high ground. Oh, nice 180 flick onto Nesh. They called it with the flashbang. One tap to the head. See you later. And now it's high noon as he checks his watch to get another kill onto Immortal.
It's a good push through for Netherlands here. Once they kind of crack open that initial defense, they manage to get rolling through. There's no one left to contest this one. We're going to be one-on-one tie going into the half, Trid.
Perfect. The question about which team is stronger between UK and France still remains up in the air. But we're trying to answer a more direct question about Germany and the Netherlands, but still, like I said, this could be a litmus test to show how strong these teams truly are. At the halftime, Germany and Netherlands, identical scorelines mirrored between map 1 and map 2.
And for Netherlands, there was potentially more to come on that map as well. They were on a pretty good roll after that initial 1.5 minute, 2 minute fight that seemed to last forever. Just on the screen there, Naruto sitting here playing at the desk potentially.
Yeah, Naruto playing on the desk, but also the stage manager coming on. Guys, come on, get up, move, break.
Have your break, go stretch your legs, get ready for the second half.
Have a chat with Mortar as well. Make sure that you're getting the right information and the right strategy for the third map.
Absolutely. And both teams, I think, have got things to go away and look at here, because it started out strong for Netherlands. Germany took over for a while, and then Netherlands brought it back in and leveled the playing field out once more. So that means after the half, things are going to be up in the air a little bit. That was Netherlands' map, let's not forget. They're the guys who said that Blizzard World was their go-to. Was this a bump in the road for Germany, or have Netherlands finally found their groove and now they're back into things?
I can't answer that question, Des, but we will get an answer after this quick break.